Good morning. Next episode of the Tulsa Life podcast. And we have the beautiful, I want to say even sexy. I'm going to go as far as saying the beautiful, sexy Sarah Kanizer. So thanks for being here today, Sarah.
Thank you.
Sarah is our in-house sexy voice phone answer. We make fun of her because her voicemail, now everybody needs to call Sarah. She's going to give you her number at the end of this, but you have to call her voicemail because you got to do it for us. Can you do it on demand?
Hi, this is Sarah. Please leave your name and number.
Okay, but we're like, oh my gosh, you call Sarah, and sometimes we just call her and like, don't answer your phone. We just want to listen to your voicemail.
Yeah.
Because you have that sexy voice going on.
That's funny.
Is that why you sell so much real estate?
It could very much be. It could very well be.
It's maybe a small piece of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
sure.
you are a part of our team. You have been on our team with our brokerage now almost the longest of anybody in our office. I think the only other person was Lori here before you.
No, it was you.
You are the OG.
Me. I am the OG. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So Sarah joined our team from a different brokerage when you'd been in the business for about almost a year.
It was about 8 months. Yeah.
Okay. So you were in real estate at a brokerage in Owasso. And I remember because you called and we had a teeny tiny team. I think it was like me and an admin and maybe an agent. I think there was like 3 of us.
Yeah.
And we had just recently, I'd left the brokerage that I was at and started the company. And, when you called and you're like, you hadn't really done a lot of business.
I hadn't done any business.
So you called me the next week because you're like, I think I'm either going to let my license go away and go get a real job, or I'm going to make a switch.
Right.
And so I'm like, well, make a switch, because I had one person on my team. I was like, come on, make a switch and come join me because nobody else is. No,
yeah.
Just kidding. But at that point we were just starting out. And I remember you called me the next week and you're like, hey, I'm actually showing a client and I may go ahead and stay where I'm at. Yeah. And now let's fast forward almost 10 years.
Yeah.
And I keep on saying it's like been 6 or 7. And you're like, no, it's been like over 8. And I'm like, oh, wow, time just flies.
I know.
So you were reconsidering for about a week because you had one person who wanted to go see a house. Yeah. Now let's fast forward and tell us what your business looks like now.
So my business has been amazing since I've been here. Consistent is pretty much what I can say. I average about 20 houses, give or take, a year. And this year I sold over 7 million.
Already?
Or right at 7 million this year.
That's insane.
Yeah. And so it's, I love to be in the top of the business, but I don't have to be the top.
Well, and I want to talk more about kind of your role as it's progressed, because I think it's so cool now. And at the time, it's so hard. I feel like when you are you're in an environment, and that's life. I mean, that's just life, whether it's in any job.
Yeah.
And you kind of are thinking, is this what it's supposed to be like? Is this all there is? Is this, the way that everybody experiences?
Right.
And in real estate, I think that we take it for granted in our environment because we have an abundance of so much opportunity. But now looking at it and going, I was showing one client, in 8 months, and thinking that maybe it was a good idea to stay put because I had one client in 8 months.
Right.
Now looking back, you just go, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And you'll have 8 clients in 1 month.
Right.
Versus one client in 8 months.
Yeah.
And I just think that it's such a testimony to you and making that leap and going, okay, let me try. Let me see if there's something better. So let's talk about the journey that you've had. Because I think that it's really cool because you are just as much a part of this business as I am, and how it's grown and where we are. And you've been a part of that every step of the way, which has been incredible. And, kind of what you were alluding to is that you don't have to be the top producer. You don't have to be the one in the spotlight, but man, what an amazing, part you have played in this brokerage and in the growth of this brokerage.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. So, this is something that, is pretty recent and pretty new. So you've been on our leadership team for the past few years, and we started the leadership team, I would say, has it been almost 3 years ago? Probably two or
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Yeah, for sure. It's about
So
3.
we decided, and this is something in our business that we felt like was a really, really big step as we grew and as we scaled. We identified that a lot of the agents on our team, that especially the new agents that were coming onto our team, really needed some advising. And that leadership role was something natural that actually it was Dirk's idea.
Yeah.
And he said, I think you should create a leadership team. So this is something, if you have a team of any type of business, I would encourage you to kind of look to your leaders and create an environment where they can be a part of your growth. They can be a part of the decisions. To, you guys are such a great sounding board.
Yeah.
And so we created this leadership team, and it was 5 people.
Yeah.
So it was Heather,
Well,
Chris.
it was 6, I think, with Heather.
Okay,
And now
Heather,
we're
Chris,
5.
Tony. Well, Tony wasn't on the beginning.
Yeah.
Margie, you, and Aaron. So
Yeah,
5.
it was 5 at
So we
first.
started with 5, and then when we transitioned Heather onto
That's right.
the
Sales
sales
manager.
manager side, then we had Tony.
Yes.
So anyway, we have 5 people in our team. Right now, our team hovers around 30 to 35 agents.
Yeah.
At that time, I would say we were probably closer to 20 agents.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a pretty good ratio. But what you guys do and what you have done is that leadership team really has a pulse of the team.
Yeah.
And you guys are all in production. So you really understand the market.
Yeah.
You understand what we should be teaching,
Yeah.
training, how we can coach. And then you're also really great at, our industry changes a lot. So what has it been like being on the leadership team? Let me ask you a little bit like that. Coming from, I'm an agent that wasn't doing any business.
Yeah.
Now fast forward, and here you are, not just killing it in real estate, but also, giving back so in such a big way on the team.
Yeah. So it's been great, because on the leadership, we also individually mentor certain agents, and my agents are amazing, and to watch them grow and learn, they're what we do is we come together, we talk about how the business is. They still, even though right now my agents are doing a lot of business, but even though they are doing a lot of business, they will still call me and ask for my advice, because I have been doing this a lot longer than
And you
them.
kind of have the nickname too, as like Mama Sarah
Yeah,
in the brokerage, because you are very nurturing.
yeah,
Like the agents that you are advising and that we kind of call your mentees, you invest in them
yes,
a lot,
yeah,
time and, helping. So let's go back a little bit. Let's backtrack to that time frame of, coming in and being an agent that hadn't ever even sold a house. What do you feel like? Was there something that when you joined the team, and it looked a lot different then than it does now,
right.
but what do you feel like was the defining thing that helped you become successful after not finding success elsewhere?
Oh goodness, there was so much. I remember asking at the other brokerage if I could join a team, and they're like, "You don't want to give your money to anybody." And I said, "No, I'm asking you. I want to give my money to somebody
You're
who
like,
is
I'm
going to."
already giving my
Yeah,
money.
I want someone who's going to teach me and show me and want me to be successful because it benefits them as well. And I think those are the big things coming to this brokerage was just having the support and having someone there that genuinely wants you to be successful because their success depends on your success.
Right.
The training, the systems, there's so much. And I mean, it's been, like you said, over the years, we have just grown and expanded, but everything that we add on is just more and more of a benefit. I can't even keep up with all the
Mhm.
systems because there's so many, but they're amazing. And all the new agents who come in are just blown away at what we have to offer.
And it's funny because looking back, we talk about being the OGs, and, you look back and you go, man, if we had the tools then that we have now,
Oh yeah,
like the growth would have even been more accelerated.
yeah,
But this is a compliment I want to give you is that one of the things that I think I love that you mentioned like a roadmap. Like, I think that especially in our business, and this can be in a lot of businesses, that you don't know what you don't know.
right.
So you can't go into an environment and just automatically make something happen if you don't have any direction. I can remember when we first moved to Tulsa, and I can remember going into the real estate office of the brokerage that I was at before and sitting there and going, I don't know what to do with my time.
Right.
Like I'm sitting here, I'm showing up, but I don't have clients. I don't know how to get clients. And so basically what I'm doing is spinning my wheels sitting in my office because I'm going to the office.
Right.
And so I think that what you did, um, and such a compliment to you, is that you just came in and said, tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Like, show me. And then you did it.
Yeah.
And you are fearless. Like, there is one thing, like, I'm telling you, I don't know how you do it, but you can tell somebody like whatever it is they need to hear. And you are so good at just being like, hey, this is how it is. Like, you want to buy a house? Let me tell you how to buy a house.
Yeah.
You need to sell your house? Let me tell you how to sell your house. And you're fearless when it comes to, like, I would say you are honest and fearless. And I think that those two things have served you so well in this industry. And man, you give some opportunity to somebody like you and you're off to the races. So I'm really appreciative of your attitude towards it, because you just kind of came in going, just tell me what to
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
Tell me what to do. And I'll go do it.
And I had some great people at the other place who were really trying, but their focus was their business.
Sure.
And here we have people who their focus is their business, but they also in our leadership and in you and Heather pour into us. You know, you and Heather aren't in production, so that gives us an added level of having someone who knows what they're doing but can spend that extra time with
You know,
us.
I also feel like it helps so much with availability, because
Yes.
I think that being in production as a team lead, oh, that I don't know. I kudos to the team leads that can do that,
Yeah.
because I think that the availability side is so tough.
Yeah.
And if you're working with clients and you're trying to do your own business, then it's really, really tough to carve out that time to focus and to give back to your agents. But talking about giving back to agents, I want to kind of focus a little bit more on what you're doing now,
Yeah.
because it's evolved even more, and I'm so appreciative. And one of our biggest goals this year is to continue to scale our business and to add great agents to our team.
Yeah.
And so this is something that we've really been working towards, and setting those goals and trying to set up the processes and systems to attract great agents.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest pieces of that was creating, kind of a new, what we call a position for you, which is what we call our ECC ambassador.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about that role and what you've been doing with that.
So, what I have taken on is basically the recruiting role. I speak to not new agents, but I speak to agents who aren't part of our brokerage. Anyone who is willing to listen to me, I will take them to coffee, lunch. I will have them come into our meetings and see what we're about. That's my main goal, is to get people here to see what we have, because on the outside, you can see we're successful. And a lot of agents, I've had agents come to me and say, well, I had 5 agent friends say that I needed to come to you because you're an amazing team. And so my goal is to get people here to see what we have to offer and let them make the decision, as far as,
And don't you feel like too, like it's so like we want people who are attracted to what, like, we're not a great fit for everybody,
no,
but I think the people that we are a good fit for, it's so rewarding to see somebody actually find what they have been looking for. And we're a small brokerage.
yeah,
We have, less than 40 people in our office.
yeah,
And right now, today
right
is
now.
the 29th of April, but our goal is to get
Yeah,
bigger. So, maybe you listen to this podcast a year from now and you go,
yeah,
what? That's
yeah.
what I hope, at least.
Well, and just over the last 4 or 5 months, we've added 10 to 12
Yeah.
agents. So, I mean, I would love to talk to anybody who just is unsure of where they're at or thinking about getting out of real estate because they haven't had this success. Because I personally have been there and I know what it's like to want to be successful and just need someone to give me that guidance.
Yeah. I love that, because you really are, in my opinion, one of the best people in our brokerage to be able to lead somebody down that path if
Yeah.
that's what they're looking for, because you've walked it.
Yeah.
And so you've lived that. So one of the other things I would love to kind of dive into a little bit too is that if you were saying, and this isn't a recruiting podcast, but since we're on the subject, I think the things that people are wanting, needing, looking for, maybe in just life in general, I feel like that's what we really focus on more in our brokerage. It's not even just the real estate side.
Right.
I think community for me is
Absolutely.
something that we have that I think there are a lot of people that are hurting, that are
Yeah.
lonely, that feel isolated. If you happen to be in real estate or want to be in real estate and you're looking to have that community, that's the thing that I think that we probably offer just as much as anything.
Yes. Yes. And I think, one thing I always tell people, we work hard, but we play hard.
Yes, we do.
And we make it so you can actually spend time with your family as well. So while Brokers Opens and the nighttime functions are great, we try and do everything so it's suitable for us to still be able to be at their family
Yeah. So
or with their
speaking of
families.
family,
Yeah.
since you and I
Oh
have
gosh.
I'm going to say been together,
Yes.
since
8 years.
since we've been together in our 8 years, how much has your life changed
Oh, it exploded. I have
in a good way?
Yeah, I have 2 son-in-laws, I have 2 beautiful grandbabies, and
One on the
another on the
way,
way. Um, who knows, maybe we'll have another in-law
maybe
in
another
the
wedding
next year.
someday. Yep,
Yeah, and
yep.
and maybe
But
another
you
grandbaby,
know
but
what I love is that this has been a season of change,
yeah.
and I do think that there is a lot of change that happens just in life in general.
Yes.
And I'm experiencing a lot of that now with Noah,
Yeah.
and as he's getting older, and as your life goes through these different seasons, and you had kids in high school when we met,
Yeah.
and now you've had kids that have graduated college,
Yes.
and you've got kids that have had babies and gotten married, and
Yeah.
throughout those seasonal changes, I think it's really important to have that core of you know that sense of belonging and something steady and consistent. And
Yes.
that's the other thing that I would say is that I love going through the seasons of life and the different changes that you have, and feeling like you have a family outside of your family here at our work office. Because I mean, we went to dinner with you and David last week,
Oh, yeah.
and it's something that you just go, you're doing life together. It's not
Absolutely.
just work. It's not
Yes.
just, hey, we have a real estate team, but I
We are a
think
family.
that is something that you have definitely brought to our team, and that is just a big contribution that you are Mama Sarah. You are that. You're gonna be there, and man, I couldn't ask for a more loyal friend.
Yes.
I couldn't ask for somebody that I know that if I remember there were days that you're like, if I need to go pick up Noah, if I need to go do this, and same with Maddie, and
Yeah.
you guys, it's just become more of a family.
Right.
And I'm so grateful, and I love the fact that your business is amazing, and
Yeah.
that you've made a great living doing this. But more importantly, I just can't tell you how blessed I've been over the last 8 years. Can't believe it's been that
I
long,
know.
to have you in my life.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And I definitely feel the same way.
So everybody's getting all the feels
I
today
know. I know.
on this podcast episode, but I do think it's important to say these things, and it's just I think that is a big testimony to you,
Well, thank you.
and I'm really really appreciative of all you've done for our brokerage and for me.
Thank you. And hopefully we'll, I'll be able to help continue to grow the brokerage because there's so many people who could benefit from this
Yeah,
and the relationships on top of the
success in your business.
yeah, the
Yeah.
things that we can offer to a business person, but also the familial side.
Yeah, yeah, that community side. I
Yeah.
think community is like the word that really comes
Yeah.
to mind when I think of our team as family and community, and
Yeah.
it's something that's totally different. And again, it's not for everybody, but
No.
if it is something that you're missing, or that you're looking for, Sarah's the best connection
Yeah.
that you could ask for. So tell everybody how to get in touch with you, and that way, if you want her to help you buy or sell real estate, she can do
Yes.
that. And then if you're an agent who's thinking of maybe getting into real estate or looking to make a change, then she's also your go-to for that as well.
Yes.
So tell
Yes.
everybody how to find you.
So you can call me or text me at 918
Hello, this is Sarah.
992 7681. You can email me at Sarah at the Catron Team. That's TheCatronteam.com. You can direct message me on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm on all those lovely social medias as well. So, yeah, if you have any questions, want to have coffee, lunch, or come see what we have to offer in one of our meetings, then reach out to me. And I usually answer. If not, I will get back to you.
Okay. See, it sounded like you were leaving a voicemail. See, but you didn't do your sexy Sarah voice.
I know.
Kind of disappointed. But
Sorry.
if you want more sexy Sarah voice, you know how to get a hold of her. All right. You guys have a great day and we'll catch you the next time.